everyone cares about my rants. What is going on? Are we live?
We're gonna be live. We're live.
Welcome to the Ranger Wrap-Up. This is the After Dark edition, mainly because I had stuff going on today and I couldn't do it earlier. But we figured, you know what? There was a lot we wanted to talk about when it comes to this community. That's that.
So that was happening. Oh my God.
There was a lot going on in this community that we're gonna talk about. But you know what? We got to give credit where credit's due, because today's episode wasn't bad. We just actually finished watching it. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, Daniel, plug.
Well, above my head is this box. Is a box. It kind of looks like a life meter. It is the boss. What do we call it? The boss. What?
Boss. It's the boss.
It's the boss.
It's just, you're the hashtag boss. It's the boss's life meter. And what that is right there is when you happen to use Super Chat and support us, and actually make sure that your chat gets highlighted, because as you see, it goes pretty quick, pretty fast. Sometimes we can't read it all. When you use that Super Chat feature, it actually goes towards the boss box, or the boss life box, whatever you want to call it, and helps you to become the boss of hashtag. The great thing about being the boss is, one, you get a full weekend pass to Power Morphicon, and also you're gonna get one of 500, only 500 in existence, that are Power Morphicon exclusive Lord Draken action figures. You're gonna get one of those. So that's what happens. That's how you get the boss. And I also explained Super Chat. Boom.
And they asked how we watched the episode. I have it on my DVR, which is hooked up to my computer.
Yep.
So we all watched it here. We also have a screen behind us, if you guys can see that. But we also have the TeePublic store.
We have a TeePublic store. TeePublic store. The link is in the description.
Why are you slurring your words?
I don't know.
Los Gabrielibos.
Los But yes, we have a TeePublic store. It has all the Nerd Essentials t-shirts. We are not wearing any right now, but they do have some great shirts. So that's one of my favorite ones right there, that Saved by the Bell one.
Oh man, dude.
And that BB-8 one. That's a great one. But yeah, so if you check out that store, you could... The designs, you could also put them on mugs, you could put on wallets, you could put them on laptop envelope or laptop sleeves. So it's great. So you check that out. The link is in the description.
We also have... I hate that we're so laggy.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. It's not us.
It's not us.
It's
something
just
going on with
shitty
the
internet.
internet.
It's like people are trying to censor me. And I hate being censored.
I'm
If you know
telling you, I
anything
think that's
about
what's it.
me,
I think that's it.
you know that I hate being censored, as you guys are knowing this now. We also got the THS Hashtaggers group. What is that? Somebody?
The THS Hashtaggers group is a Facebook group where you can continue the chat even after the show is over. You guys could post all your interesting stories, everything that you find interesting. Like Jalen, you could post your thing that you're trying to pitch here in the chat room all the time. Don't put it here in the chat room.
He said he's staying quiet. He said he's staying quiet.
But definitely make sure that you do go there, Jalen, and remind people about it, because it's a great project, and I think people should know. And how else will they know besides being right there on THS Hashtaggers, where you're able to talk with geek-minded people about geek-minded subjects. So do it there.
Definitely, definitely.
All right, so we got to talk about Power Ranger news. I mean, listen, it's crazy. I know that, you know what surprises me the most, and this is going to be probably the most candid we've ever talked about Power Rangers, not just the show, not just the company, but
Power Rangers.
the community,
Yep.
everything in general. I think this is probably going to be the most candid you're ever going to hear us speak, and this isn't going to be the last time, I promise you that.
I know.
But it's crazy, because I know that Daniel and I talked about it on the Hyperforce wrap-up.
Right.
And a lot of you folks... want to hear it, which is crazy to me. And the reason why it's crazy to me, it makes me feel that I'm not the only one out there that feels like this. And you know what I mean by feels like this. But before we get into some of the negative, and we got to all be honest with ourselves as fans, is that as much as that there is negative in this community, there is positive. And some of the positive that's going on right now was this week's episode, believe it or not. Like, I know that a lot of people here are like, hey, like, he's gonna shit talk all this stuff on Super Ninja Steel. Truth be told, out of the 3 episodes we gotten, 1 was bad and 2 have been pretty good.
Yeah,
I was actually pleasantly surprised by
this episode. I wasn't really paying attention to the episode because I'm not really caught up and not really happy with the season. But then they had that opening music scene, I was like, this is actually a pretty good scene.
Yeah,
They can sing!
They could
Right.
sing, and it was like they wrote a good song. It's pretty good.
I was like, not bad. It was like, okay, get a little catchy. I like it.
Good episode overall. I think that and let's be honest, guys, we needed a Levi episode because this dude was a country music superstar. I literally said this on Brett before we went on the air, and I was like, "Yo, man, this dude has not been important since he was introduced. He's fallen into the background, and finally they're like, okay, now we're gonna give you something to do."
I think there's bugs around. Like they got microphones somewhere around here.
Saban,
Yeah, I think so because like literally we say something and a few weeks later, boom.
Yep.
I really wonder what Saban at this because you got to think. Oh man, you guys don't even know. The people out there don't even know. We had a talk.
Saban knows you exist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had a talk with them.
yeah.
Yeah, they know you
They
exist.
know I'm
So
out there.
they're probably looking around for some of your stuff, right?
Listen,
They have to be because, dude, we know who you are and we'd love to be able to talk to you. And then they sit down and talk to you for how many hours was that?
I mean, we've had
Dude.
conversations. We've had conversations, but I will say this: one thing that I am not is a sellout, and one thing I am not going to do is tell somebody everything is great when it's not. And regardless of whatever my relationship continues to be with them, I am not going to sell out our fan base. And when I mean our fan base, I don't mean the overarching people that say they're Power Ranger fans that only know Mighty Morphin. I'm not even going to say the people that claim to be Power Ranger fans but only look at themselves as Power Ranger fans and their group of buddies. I'm talking about our people. You know who you are when I'm talking to you because you in the chat are here to watch this episode. Mainly, it's all the folks that have stuck with us. It's all the folks that want change. I mean, realistically, I've been talking about this for a while now. Change. I'm not about to truth be told, I don't really give a shit what Saban says about me. Because I got other things going on. I mean, I'm not just tied down to this one community. And I think that's what a fan should be. We shouldn't be just force-fed a bunch of stuff. And it sucks because I know our producer, JD, was like, you want to keep it as family-friendly as possible. And I'm going to try. I'm really going to try.
We're gonna try our best, JD, but we can't make any promises.
Can't make any promises.
But I will talk about this episode in particular. It is a step in the right direction. Peter Sodarso said, this season was going to be one of the better seasons of Power Rangers, and so far, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 is great.
66.6 with that thing over it % is not bad. I think that this episode does a great job of displaying Aiden, which we needed tremendously.
So, time out, is he Aiden or is he Levi?
He's Levi to keep the fans, the country music fans, happy.
What do their other Rangers call him?
Yeah.
I think they call him Levi. Did
They
you just
call him
burp?
Levi.
Because I smell this sausage coming from your hot breath that smelled like it was 3 days. What is that smell that I'm smelling?
Yeah, I did.
That smells like meat.
I smelled a waft, and I was
What
like,
is
"What is
that?
that?"
That wasn't me.
That
I did
was
not.
you.
No,
What is that?
I did not.
Did you eat sausage?
I did not.
Sausage is in your stomach, and I smell it in my nose. So, the other thing I want to
You're
talk about,
offending
though,
my nose.
is the great thing about this episode was that the lesson, and I think these last 2 episodes hit it as relevant points. Is number 1 is it don't change yourself for anybody. You don't need to, and this harkens back to what I'm talking about with Saban. I'm not going to change myself and my opinions on things as a fan because Saban wants to talk to me. The thing is, I'm doing my best to represent what we should all want. And I've already said Hyperforce is doing a great job at it. You didn't like the last episode. I did.
What? I did like the last episode. Last episode was
You gave it like a
Rita.
1.
Rita.
The Rita one, and you said it would
Oh, Hyperforce. Oh
Hyperforce,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah. So there's that. So I'm
Sorry,
not
Peter,
gonna
you
I'm not
didn't
gonna
say
cater to what Saban wants, but at the same time, and I'd say this like with this vigor of like I hate Saban. I don't.
No,
because
no.
it's the same thing as like when you're disappointed. For all of you fans that are sports fans out there. And listen, I'm a San Francisco 49er fan, so I know what it feels like to be at the top of the mountain, to be at the bottom of the rung. So
Okay,
I know that when this all happens, that you got to curb your expectations. But as a fan, you want to see the franchise do better. I want to see the franchise do better. This is something we've stuck with for 25 years. This is not an anniversary. This is the 25th year of the show. Saban, stop calling it a fucking anniversary because it's not. But this is the 25th year of the show, and the 25th year means a quarter of a century. 3 more of these and we have 100. That's a century. But 25 years is nothing to scoff at. And I think that with what we're getting so far in terms of the show, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. keep doing it because I don't believe you can. And yes, that is me challenging you. But this episode in general
Good.
is pretty good.
I see, and you just said right there you don't believe that they can. I actually do, and the only reason I do believe they can is because, well, Peter said it was. Peter's a diehard fan, and he'll tell you the truth concerning when he thinks it's not good and when he thinks it's good. Last season, when we did ask Peter for his honest opinion concerning it, he was like, it can get better. He knew he wouldn't say, oh, it's great. It could get better or something like that. This season, he was like, this is the better out of the two. It's really going to be good this season. And it was like, wow, his excitement and everything he said about it. I was like, all right, I believe it. And so far, like we said, 2 out of 3 definitely ain't bad.
So we know, this being the 25th season, that they're going to have a big episode with returning Rangers. Mm-hmm. What do you think it's going to be? Like, what type of story would it be? Well,
Tommy's coming back. Is Tommy
coming back?
Is Kimberly coming back?
Yeah, you didn't even say spoilers. This isn't known.
What? It was like, did you have the interview? And he said about the whole thing about him coming back.
Yeah, I didn't say he was coming back.
No?
No.
Oh, I'm hearing things. Pardon me. Never mind.
Realistically, though, this is the 25th anniversary, and from what I've been told by people... Sources, is that if you're a fan of Tommy, you're going to be a fan of this episode. However, I heard that this episode's actually pretty good. I heard it. Listen, we only heard from the press release that Legendary Rangers are coming back, they're coming back. Mm-hmm. We just don't know who. I know who.
Oh, well,
you might know who.
Maybe.
You might not know who.
I know one. Have no idea.
One. We actually have an article on one, right?
2, 3.
3? So if you guys want to figure out who those people are...
I can say that there are 10.
You can say there's 10? Okay.
There's 10 former Rangers coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
Go to that #show.com to find out who some of them are.
Not going to say who because I don't want to... Here's the thing. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. And the reason I don't is because, listen, I love you, JDF, but let's be real, man. You got to keep the social media under control. And right now you're doing a great job at it because when we got to Super Mega Force and you figured out who was coming back, that shock factor was gone. So I don't want to officially confirm everybody that's coming back because I will guarantee you there was one Ranger coming back that you're going to be like, oh, damn. Like, that's a pretty big shock. That's a deep cut. So... I'm in. I want to make sure that the fans have that kind of like, I don't want to ruin it for them. I don't want to ruin it for them.
All right.
I'll ruin Black Panther for them. No, I'm just kidding.
But this episode.
This episode's great, man. This is your classic like.
It's kind of like
bait and switch.
It was.
It was like that with Scorpino with Adam.
Yeah, but I actually think this was done better.
Shoot, that's right. That's where it was like I was trying to figure out where is it familiar. How is this bait and switch?
I mean, there's a few
very familiar. No, yeah. But how was this bait and switch so familiar? And that was it. Mm-hmm. That's where it was. Scorpino with that man. But this one was great. This one was really good because I didn't see it coming. Where she just turns into a monster.
One thing I like though that I think that this episode did better than that is that it even as a fan made me kind of like, yeah, I'm into this girl.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
I liked her. She had a good voice.
Yeah.
She had a good look, and she was very convincing. It's once you start getting, hey, for anyone out there that's listening, and I'm not just going to rant about Power Ranger stuff. I'm going to rant about life.
Yep.
And anybody that's out there that's listening, don't let anybody change you. Like,
honestly, have you guys done that before?
Daniel, totally, always. Always. 100% of the time.
Always. What?
97%.
98? Whoa.
6, 96,
whoa.
95?
Well, it's about 67. 78. Okay. 87. But look, people do. And this is something that you definitely need to not do. It's something that actually guys fall susceptible to.
What if she's super hot?
That's the thing.
That once.
Okay.
I've done
but
that once.
No, see, this is the problem.
This is the problem.
But this is the problem is when you make that change and become something that you're not for someone, now you have to keep that up. Mm-hmm. And when you keep it up to a certain extent, you know what's going to happen, right?
What's that?
First thing you're going to do, you're going to sacrifice your connection to other people because now you're not who you were, and they're going to notice it. And the thing is, you're going to start to separate from them further and further and further. And that's something that you don't want to do because ultimately when everything else changes, because when you change yourself for somebody, trust me, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it's not a relationship you're going to stick with. Yeah. That relationship is going to fall apart.
But
no one has ever successfully done it.
What if you're just trying to get that physical?
Oh, well, if you're trying to get that physical connection and then have the cheers of, hey, I dated this person. You saw that, huh? if you're doing it for that, then it better be temporary and you better have a fast track. Don't let it be where you're taking forever to do this. And now it's like months and months and months because now you've invested. Trust me, you're not going to stop.
Yep.
You're going to continue even after, oh, hey, I'm dating, I got the bragging rights. You're going to want to keep going more. And it's stupid to do because you're losing yourself.
On second dates or maybe third dates, I already let them know my personality so that they know who I am and I'm not wasting my time. So if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
I think it's fair to say too that I'm one of the I'm not the nicest person that people have ever met in real life. Like when it comes to girls, I think they know what they're getting themselves into.
I would hope so.
There's a nice side to me for sure, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I'm not the nicest guy. You because of my I don't even want to talk about it. is that what you were thinking?
No, I'm not thinking of anything.
He just said it.
I'm Canadian. I can say that. What I do want to say though, and I know this was addressed. This is kind of deviating off the path of where we're going. But I know that, Jalen, I know you're in the chat room and I know you have autism. And let me tell you, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. And this is just from me, my own personal opinion, not shared by that hashtag show or by these two guys.
Hot take.
Is that, Jalen, don't look at your autism as a handicap. Look at it as you being capable. You are overcoming the odds and people are going to treat you just like anybody else. Because in life, you're going to have adversity. And adversity and triumph are going to make you successful. So look at don't wear your autism on your sleeve, as a badge of dishonor. Wear it as a badge of honor.
Because
honestly,
the thing is,
if he didn't say it multiple times, I would have
known. And then also the truth is, you're right with that as far as wearing it as a badge of honor. Because the thing is, you had to overcome something that many people didn't have to, and that's how you started off your deck. Where everybody else was like, oh yeah, you know, great, I'm over here and I'm doing this. You had to start it off to be where they are. You already had to start off with something to move up to. And now you've done that. So now you're able to go ahead and continue and persevere where other people will be like, I don't know what to do. You're like, please, I've already handled that. And I'm moving on farther and farther.
So for all of you people that might have autism or any other thing in the chat like that, don't be discouraged by it. Don't wear it as something that you feel that people need to treat you differently. Honestly, wear it as something that, listen, wear it as something as that you should be proud of. You know why? Because you're in this community and we accept you being a part of this community just like anybody else should accept you being a part of any other community. And Jalen, never apologize for something like that.
Thank you.
And be proud of it. I mean, be proud of who you are. Be proud of the person that you are. Same thing with you too, Lucius. I don't think that anybody should be discouraged for anything like that, because the truth of the matter is that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you a fan. Listen, I've seen your fanfic stuff. I've seen your the stuff that you're putting in THS hashtaggers. That's called creativity. Some people can say you're autistic and you might be diagnosed with that, but you're a creative dude, and I encourage you to keep doing things like that. You want to talk about this episode? You want to get other things?
Well, a comment.
Read it. Go ahead.
Who is this? Zeltrax Millennium says, this is probably going to be my only comment, so I'll just say, it's kind of like going away.
Which is the theme of the episode, be who you are. The theme of the episode is don't change yourself for anybody, do not change yourself for anybody.
I don't think my time has been wasted with Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel has helped me out with a rough patch in my life, so I think it's okay. Hey, that's just totally fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's okay. Actually, yeah. I mean,
listen, I agree with you.
This season so far has been okay.
Ninja Steel is not a waste of time. Power Rangers in general is not a waste of time. At the end of the day, we want to be in this community to be told good stories that might have a lesson, might not. At the end of the day, it's good stories. I mean, you can take any fandom out there, and at its core, it's all about teaching you to be better. And Power Rangers, if it teaches you to be better, then be better. But realistically, it should teach you how to be better with better storytelling.
Yeah.
And I was just at an event earlier today, and I got into a conversation with, his name is John Kelly from Access Hollywood. Great guy. And we were talking about Black Panther. And I know this is a little bit off of Power Rangers, but Power Rangers, the movie, did a great job of this. Is that at its best, Black Panther teaches you what a superhero movie should be, because that's a story that's telling you, hey, this is a bigger picture scope thing. These are characters you should be invested in, and it has a message. Power Rangers, the motion picture that came out last year, had a message. How cool was it to see a character like Billy with autism be the glue that held that whole team together?
Yeah.
And to the point where I teared up when I thought he died. Anybody that hasn't seen it, spoiler alert, but tough shit.
Billy
But Billy seemingly dies, and you care, and it makes you want to feel that emotion because you care about that character, regardless if he had autism or not. It was just a cool, and he's the first one that could morph because he cares about everybody.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that when you get a movie like that that sends a message, that's what's important. That's why I think the 2017 Power Ranger movie was important. And I wish that it was released at a better time, but hey.
That's the thing. That's the only problem that I had with it. It wasn't released at a good time. It had to go up against so much, and that's why it faltered. If it went on, if they just chose to release it at a time where they weren't going to have to really go against anyone else, it would have killed in the box office.
Maybe a few weeks
so many
later.
people.
A few weeks
just
later.
a few weeks later, it would have been better.
We're on the heels of Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yeah, we were on. It was the second
and,
week of Beauty and the Beast, which was a mistake. But
Yeah.
I thought it was also something else.
well,
during
like the
that
third
time.
week was Baby Boss, which it should have competed against.
Boss
Oscar
Baby.
Boss Baby, that was Oscar nominated.
That's garbage. I watched that. It was not that good.
Right,
So
it's
wait,
on Netflix right now.
You know what? I know that this is going to be us getting a lot off our chest as fans, but also I see that a lot of you in here are affected by this community, and it's gotten you through some rough patches. This isn't just me as a fan and us as fans telling people like, hey, you know, Power Rangers gets better because whatever. At the end of the day, if it's making you want to be a better person or if it's getting you through tough times, that is exactly what this medium is meant for.
Yeah.
Escapism. And if you're able to do that through this show, great. If we're able to do that through hashtag show, even better. But I think stuff like this is what we need. This is called a therapy session. Welcome to the Illuminati, and I'm going to be your therapist. Joe, don't do my thing. Come up with your own thing.
He's like, no. Okay.
So that this is a therapy session for all of us to get shit off our chest. Now, back to this episode. I personally thought it was a good episode. It taught a great lesson, and for the minimal, it kept me entertained. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 ninja stars.
I'll give it a 5.
I'll actually give it a 4 out of 5. Well, no. I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Bam, there you go.
I did like it. I really did like it.
See,
But
and
yeah.
we're not just crapping on Power Rangers to be those guys. I know.
We're just being real. If it's a shitty episode, we'll tell you.
We'll tell you it's the episode.
You know,
if
it's
good,
so
then we'll
funny.
tell you it was good.
Because I know that, listen, I appreciate all of you tuning in and watching. I know this is late for a lot of you. I know that Blackwing's on the East Coast.
Heck yeah,
And I don't
man.
even know what time it is where Anna's at, but like, I have no idea what time it is for you guys. I mean, it's kind of late here. I mean, we're kind of late, but
Why you laughing? Now you're making me laugh.
I'm trying to think about what time it is.
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking too. Like, hold on. I'm going to look it up right now.
but no, realistically, I think that
Where's the world
that
clock?
what we need to figure, what we are talking about, I think resonates with everybody. And like I said, we're not here to crap on a show. We're here to just try to make the community better. And I know
Oh my
that
God,
the
it's
three of us,
12:24.
I know that the three of us, well, yeah, East Coast time.
Yeah.
I know that the three of us in this community, I don't know, you guys probably don't even know this. Some of you might. We don't have the best reputation
Nope.
in terms of pleasing everybody.
No.
And guess what?
I like it that way though.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I
did.
like it that
Because
way.
at this point, I mean, I'm not here to please anybody. I'm here to call it like it is. And calling it like it is means letting people, this community, know that I'm not going to cater to anybody. I'm not going to put on a facade, and we're not going to put on a facade of being what you expect us to be. What we're going to do is going to tell you like it is. If you don't like it, fine, you can have your own opinion. But at the end of the day, we're here. We're gonna keep it real with you. We're gonna be 100 like a fever, and that's the way it is. We are the blue pill of YouTube. We're staying hard all day long, and we are gonna talk about Power Rangers, what we like and what we don't like. Go ahead, Jezer,
I think we should just wrap up this part of the show with the comments.
and then
And then
talk
after
about
that,
the rest. Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
it's free
We can
flow.
do that. We have a lot of comments.
Yeah,
So.
we do have a lot of comments. Let's start
All
off.
right. All right, cool.
Red Ranger 241. Once again, an awesome job on the wrap up, guys. I personally give this episode a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed it, though I will say that the drama of Calvin lying to Haley is very rushed. I wish they extended that just a tiny bit. I also preferred Victor and Monty's humor in this episode compared to last week's episode, because I thought the fart jokes got old really fast. Sorry, Daniel. And
love
this
the farts.
week was just simple slapstick, and I liked it. Also, I loved all the shattered grid reveals. I think the Green Zero, the Blue Samurai Sentries looks damn awesome. I recently read all 23 issues of the Boom Studio
Oh,
comics.
good job.
and they are so good. I am also intrigued by the new female ranger, since Kyle Higgins said that it's a ranger with a familiar face. Anyways, my question for you guys is that, do you think this year's anniversary episode will be better than the legendary battle? I personally think it will be. Maybe I'm just being optimistic, but I have some hope that it'll be at least good. Hell, I'll take decent, seeing as we haven't had a good anniversary episode since Forever Red. Also, Joe, drop all those pipe bombs CM Punk style. Hashtag Ranger Rap Out, hashtag CM Joe, hashtag Ranger Pipe Bombs, hashtag The Revolution Will Be Live.
Jalen Glover, by the way, yeah, we're just getting into the comments right now. Listen, I'm not going to stop talking about the way I feel about things. And this is why you guys are here. This is why you guys are joining us.
Yeah.
Is because we have a lot that's going on. And I you know what? It's very important for us to shed light on problems, because that way they get fixed. If we turn a blind eye to whatever they want to force feed us, then we're just puppets. I am done being a puppet. Yeah. I think all of us are done being a puppet. And I think you guys are more intelligent than that. You deserve better than that.
You deserve a whole lot more.
We're done being puppets.
No.
Jalen Glover says, "What's happening, my fellow hashtag family? It's me, Jalen." I have to say, this episode hit me right in the heart. It was actually emotional for me, which is what I love. And it strikes real life in a good way. Lying is not good, especially when it comes to a relationship. I may not even have been in a relationship ever, but I do know the requirements. Overall, I give this episode a 5 out of 5 and Power Morphicon. 5 out of 5, and I'm looking forward for more great episodes, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at Power Morphicon. Maybe I can sing at the Angel Grove Prom. Either way it goes, I'm looking forward to having a great time. Take it easy. Thank you so much, Jalen.
J Smooth Soul Beats, love the name. Another bad episode of Ninja Steel. How wonderful! I tell ya, the Boom comics are the only good thing in this franchise right now. And I love the fact that he was not afraid to say that, well, I didn't like it. The relationship stuff isn't good for you. You want to actually build up on character in a different way, and I understand it.
Cyro Moore, awesome review, guys. You are awesome. Who do you love more, the Red Ninja Ranger, Shane, or Rocky? Who is your favorite actor from Atlanta, Georgia? Well, there are only
Donald Glover.
Well, there are only 2 episodes of Super Ninja Steel, so that doesn't say much. Have you ever noticed that Power Rangers never had another Black Red Ranger? Have you ever watched...
Yeah, it did Scott.
Yeah.
From RPM.
Yeah, and they had Brandon from SPD.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not true. Have you ever watched a pornographic Power Rangers movie? And if you have, what's your favorite?
Wow,
I haven't.
Wow, I didn't know.
I know there are a lot of other. There's a lot of other like nerd stuff that they.
No, I didn't know. I watched the Doctor Who one. That was. It's pretty good.
The one I put you on to?
Yeah. And she was.
Was
remember,
good,
and then
right?
you guys ended up sat. Oh my God.
Yeah,
we sat next to her.
We sat next to her.
That was so good.
Oh, that chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh my
That
God,
was at
she's
WonderCon last
yeah,
year.
she's one of my favorite actresses. I love her. Who do you love as far as the Red Ninja Ranger, Shane or Rocky? I'm a Rocky guy.
Shane.
Rocky.
Really? Okay, I'm a Rocky guy.
He was the first Polynesian.
Yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah. Bravo. Okay, see, not bad. Favorite actor from Atlanta, Georgia. Mine is Donald Glover. But he's from Rocky Mountain. He's from like Rocky Mountain, Georgia. It's pretty much Atlanta. So that's mine. Well, there are 2 episodes. Rangers. Yeah, I mean that's it, right?
Yeah.
Robin Chan.
Oh my God.
Here I go. All right.
Let me read this essay.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Calvin.
I wonder what this looked like on YouTube.
Really tried a little too hard.
Yeah,
I think
man.
it's like 5
It's
comments.
like.
Really tried a little too hard to give Haley her anniversary gift. Something simple like a calendar, a scarf, something handmade would be the perfect choice. Even a simple picture slideshow on a DVD-ROM. That's very exact, by the way, DVD-ROM.
Yeah. Wow.
The idea
How
came
old
to
are
me
we?
from Kim
What
Possible's
God?
Christmas episode. Some of my best ideas come as well when I'm watching Kim Possible. I thinks to myself, I says,
You said to yourself, you say,
no good ideas ever come to me watching Kim Possible. Let's not forget Zach's date with Angela in the episode Oyster Stew. We'll get there. They're the first before some of the past Ranger dates. Before Calvin and Haley's anniversary. But didn't you see how savage Shelby was? Like, wait, How many seasons are we talking about? That milkshake when Brittany Monster got in between her and Tyler in Dino Bite Cafe. By the way, this one's to you, Jezzer. Being in a relationship means there are some things you have to sacrifice in order to keep your relationship a good one. Take from the page of Chase and Kaylee's relationship. At this point now, we've mentioned 4 different seasons, I believe.
Yeah, my gosh.
Being a player, hey, say it.
Player.
And womanizing, flaunting ego power, and that's or sporty ego, lying, etc. Not the best way to go. Giving up the part of oneself is the best way, an honest way to keep a relationship. How do you know this? Watch Smallville.
Yeah!
And every season of Power Rangers, duh, because Smallville solves all relationship problems.
I have been watching Smallville on Hulu lately.
And how are your relationships going?
Yeah.
A lot
It
better,
does
right?
not
Okay,
solve
so
all
there you go.
relationship problems.
Well, no,
I will
apparently,
put
I
that to the
guess
test.
it does. I guess it does.
It does not.
It
He ends
does.
up with Lois, not Lana.
Oh, that's
Taylor
true.
Swift's. Oh, JD can relate to this. JD wanted this in there for this reference exactly.
Just to this alone.
Taylor Swift songs are about relations and love, which inspire me about the songwriting creation.
Really?
And I know all about love.
Oh my god.
Calvin really should have kept a reminder if he were to keep Haley. You should do things ahead of time. Stay on top of the situation. Lying or white lies, like other people in this cast, former other people in this cast. Well, white lies are bad lies. She's probably not watching. I hope she is watching. But
White
are bad lies.
lies.
Any kind of like Victor and Monty can hurt people's feelings. Here's the real truth. I would super chat, but I don't have a MasterCard, and I'm super chatting through my account. That's not true. Super chat is a very specific thing you can do, like that right there.
Skype.
Larry Newbill just did it.
Larry Newbill just dropped this with a super chat. Well, Daniel equal Nash, Joe equals Hogan, Jez equals Hall, HWO, hashtag World Order.
I think we're more like DX though, right?
Yeah, aren't we?
Like I'm more
Definitely.
like the Triple H or the Shawn Michaels. You're more like the X-Pac because you're crazy, and you're more like the Road Dogg.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you didn't know? She does have a Facebook account when she was setting it up on PathPoint, which I don't even know what it is.
Oh, geez.
Now I have a fear if I use it, I'll receive a bunch of haters waiting for me on the other side at the end. I'm just being honest. It doesn't hurt to be honest, right? Does it hurt to be honest? Sometimes.
Can be.
It does.
But I'll try my best to get the promposal and let it go. Try my best to get my promposal and let it go. Independent and honest. Huh?
Independent and honest is
Got
what
through
it
it.
is.
Got through it, guys.
All right, Ryan Earl, Wizard Writer Thomas. Hey, Joseph Deckelmeier, and hey, Daniel Jerome, and hello to you, Justin. Great Ranger wrap-up. Great Ranger wrap-up, guys. I will give this episode a 5 out of 5. Ninja Steel Stars. Oh, 5 out of 5 Ninja Steel Stars. And great episode. Love it. And come on, Power Rangers, Super Ninja Steel. Give us a good season. Peace out. Ryan Earl Thomas from Arizona, your friend.
Shadowbird084, awesome wrap up as always. I'm glad that we had a Calvin centric episode. We don't get a lot of those. Can't wait for the next episode. I am the only one who keeps noticing the Dino Charge theme song for the Zord fight. That's lazy. Anyway, see you at the Retro Ranger wrap up.
This one guy with the name, which is
That's
all
his name?
of the
Wait, is that his
Sentais.
name?
Yeah, that's.
He says enough. Stop making fun of Super Ninja Steel Power Rangers. Will be gone in America. That happened to RPM. Didn't show on TV shows. It did show on TV. It's not gone because it's still here. And if you have your opinion, that's your opinion. But don't tell me what to do. Like I said, I don't like being censored. You got a dumb name, shorten it down. If you're gonna take advice, criticism here. It's Goonjer, Shinkenger, Go Sager, Go Kaiger, Go Buster. It's all these. It's listen, guy. Listen, whoever.
Listen, guy.
Listen, whoever you are. If
If
you don't like it, don't watch. It's that simple. If you want to go and jerk off Super Ninja Steel, go and do that.
Well, I mean,
I'm not
this
your
is
puppet.
the pornographic Power Rangers. I mean, he can.
This is not that, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna give credit to where they have to earn it. If you want me to praise it, earn it. It's all I'm saying. Earn it. Don't
be a little
expect
monkey.
That's it.
Go ahead.
Don't
You got
be
the
a
next
little
one.
monkey. Whoa! It is right here. Edward Sanchez Productions. This is once again, get that stamp. Edward Sanchez
Approved.
Approved. All right. Great Ranger wrap up as always. I really like this episode. My favorite parts are Calvin giving Haley and the calendar and that calendar portion where he pulls it out of the He pulls it out of the Cheesecake Factory bag. You remember? That was so good. Anyway, the calendar and the Ninja Super Master Mode. Also, this got to be the most relatable episode I have ever watched in my life. One last thing I want to know is is Elle single? She is so beautiful. I don't know.
She has a date to Morphicon prom. Man.
She does have a date to Morphicon prom. So
Matt Larkin, MHC. Rita was the one who came up with the Billy and B thing. It wasn't Zed. Also, whoever said it.
Oh, really?
Yes, Titus the Yellow.
Well, yeah, it wasn't Zed. We knew it wasn't Zed.
Yeah, Quishin.
Aquishan Ranger was indeed the first male Yellow Ranger.
But we knew about the
Did you
Billy
set this
B
up
thing.
specifically for me to read the long ones?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
I didn't.
Thomas Franco says, I hope Saban gets their shit together and do a better job at writing on these seasons like TF, bro. No more super seasons. We need to team up, better story arcs. This better be good because I will render Saban obsolete.
Ooh, you have that power?
It will never, ever be the same again. Power Rangers needs to be on a better network and at least sell more merchandise and not only have their own streaming channel. Like I want better villains in the show. So for the love of God, please Saban, add team-ups and no more go-go in the theme song. Damn, I feel like I should start ranting more. Anyways, I ain't done. Question to hashtag show. If you guys were to write your own personal Power Ranger show, would you make it based off of a Sentai season or a canon Ranger season?
Well,
or would you love to cast... who would you cast in the show as villains, rangers, mentors? What type of Zords do you want in the show? We can at least... we need at least an evil ranger in the Power Rangers. That has happened in a long-ass time. Can't wait for Power MorphCon. By the way, y'all, Anna Miles and I are dating, LOL. Is that true, Anna? I don't know about that. No, I'm just saying, I didn't know that.
He said LOL, which meant that clearly it's not true.
By the way, you were talking about seasons. Yes, we are currently adapting our own Power Ranger season.
Ooh, is that a good segue?
It is a good segue. We are adapting our own Power Ranger season. We're basing it on Q Ranger. We are going to deviate from what Q Ranger did, however, make it just as enjoyable. I can promise you a couple things with our adaptation. There are current Power Rangers that are going to be attached to this. Christopher Kamen Lee is going to be one of them. There will be evil Rangers. Not who you expect,
oh, no.
but there are definitely going to be evil Rangers. Also, the lineup that you see in the beginning will not be the lineup that you end up with at the end. So it's going to have some twists and turns. And if you are familiar with Q Ranger, I'm assuming that some of you that are out there watched our Q Ranger finale, which was episode 48. Let's run down who each Ranger is, because we based it on hashtag show cast members, because each member of hashtag show is going to be voicing their own character.
Yes.
And let's start off with our first character.
Boom.
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 Nothing happens.
Boom.
Boom. Explosion.
Explosion.
That is Sarah, the Black Ranger. Sarah is going to be our Black Ranger.
Champ.
She's not champ.
No.
Let's not confuse.
Nope.
She is not champ. She is our Black Ranger. Her story will get deep, and she is a original member of our first starting team. Next up,
Myra.
Well, it's already there by the time we were.
No, because this is live, right?
Yeah, that's live.
So it's not there
it's
yet.
a delay though.
No.
Oh,
Myra
yeah.
is going to be our Blue Ranger. She is going to be also a starting member of this team, and you'll get to see what happens with this character. But we will say that she will not just be protecting Earth. She will be in some of the galaxy. Let's move on to our next member.
Myra's going to be blue? That's cool.
Next up, we have, drum roll please, it is Brian. Brian is going to be our Yellow Ranger. This guy has a twist and turn in story. Brian is great, by the way. Brian is an amazing character, and he stays true to who he is in real life. So if you want to understand who Brian is, check out that show. Check out our show. Next up, it is none other than our Green Ranger, Migdalia. Migdalia will control the, I can say she can control the, we're calling it the Chameleon Voyager. And she is going to be an amazing character, one full of honor. And I can't wait for you guys to meet Migdalia in this iteration of what we have going on. Next up,
Come on.
Daryl. You're gonna see a huge character development with this guy. It's
man.
what did you do? What are you doing, man?
I like BB-8.
Obviously, he does like BB-8. Where's our? Hold on, we're not done yet. Jezer messed it all up. He messed up our whole flow.
Nope.
Put him back on. Put Daryl back on.
Unfortunately,
Daryl
BB.
back.
Anyways, you're gonna see a huge character development with him, and I personally think
What the?
when we read it, what are you doing?
Know what happened, man?
When we
Remove it
read
from the queue.
the first table read of Daryl's character, I would say it's the most accurate out of all the characters.
Nice.
Let's move on to our next one.
Okay.
If Jezer can get his shit together.
No, it's this internet. It's like it's not. It's showing up, so I think it's not showing up.
Who's next? Who's up next?
We got Ernie. Ernie's.
Next up is our Orange Ranger Ernie. You guys should be see. Yeah, there he is. Ernie's gonna be next up. He has.
that looks so much like him. Like,
Well, I mean, you guys. I
literally
can't wait for
him.
you guys to see the style in which this is going to be presented. But Ernie has one of the more complex storylines, and it ties into a former cast member that used to be here. And I think that you're going to dig where we have with where Ernie's character goes. Next up, Sam, the Gold Ranger.
Gold Ranger.
Sam might be the most misunderstood characters on this show.
There you go. That kind of sounds accurate.
I think that Sam's character is. I can't wait for you guys to see what's in store for Sam's
I
character.
just like his stance. Like, it's so like, yeah, what's going on?
Next up, Jezer.
Next up.
Is Rob.
Ah, man.
Rob is going to be our Silver Ranger.
I like that. I like the. Come on.
What's going on?
It's
There he is.
There it is.
Rob's our Silver Ranger. This guy stands for law and order, which is a little bit different. Look, Jahidi's looking at me like, you're giving away our story. We're not, though. It's a little bit different than what you got in Q Ranger, but I promise you, his story is going to be very complex, and it's going to go through the paces. And believe me, every single Ranger was hand-chosen specifically to fit a storyline. Next up is Purple, which jumped the gun a little bit. It was just Daniel. That's why he's wearing the shirt. She's not next, by the way, because you already did. You already had Migdalia.
It rolls up.
Daniel is going to be Purple, and he is a pivotal point from this journey, from beginning to very end.
Yeah.
You'll get to see what happens with this character all the way through. Who's up next?
Our leader.
Not our leader. It's somebody that embodies the Red Ranger here at that hashtag show. That is Jessica. Jessica is the most talented to be a Red Ranger, and you're going to see the journey of what it takes to actually become
And
a Red
that's
Ranger.
interesting. A female Red Ranger. That's
Well, a
interesting,
full
man.
season female Red Ranger.
Yeah,
They did
exactly.
it in Samurai.
That's very
But
interesting.
this is going to be our first full female Red Ranger, and you're going to see the struggle and the journey of what it takes to actually be a Red Ranger and not get it handed to you. Next up is
It's the internet.
it's me. That's right. He was called the Phoenix Soldier in Q Ranger. He is in our version. He is going to be called the Phoenix Ranger. He has another name that he'll go by later on down the line, but you'll end up seeing that as the story progresses. And something else we're doing a little bit different is we're not making the Red Ranger. We're not making the White Ranger a power-up to the Red Ranger. The White Ranger is going to be an original Ranger for our show. It's a separate Ranger, and that's Ro. And I can't wait for you guys to see the story that we have planned out for him. Every single one of these Rangers has a story. Every single one will be complex, and we hope that you get attached to every single one. What we are doing is putting our money where our mouth is. What that means is I've been talking about change. I've been talking about Saban giving us a good season. So I figured, why don't we at Hashtag Show try to give you, as best we can with the limited budget we have, a great season of... Oh, yeah, you missed the pink. Kelly.
Oh.
I probably didn't even... Yeah. Kelly's in there, too. Pink. Somewhere. Jezer missed it. But we do have a pink Ranger in there. But anyways, we're doing exactly what we want it to be. And that is a good Power Ranger season that I think all of you guys can enjoy.
Well, one that's going to actually be great because we're going to give you a story that's going to be very intriguing. You're going to love every bit of it. You'll be enthralled. The storytelling is going to be above par. Besides that, the art, as you see right there, looks very accurate as far as how the characters do look, and you'll love the covers that we include for it. And the voice acting is going to be something that you will love. So trust me, every
And
bit
who
of it is
knows,
going to
maybe
be
even
great.
some of you guys can be voice actors on the show. And that's something. By the way, our first episode is planned to debut at Power Morphicon 2018.
That's right.
Along with Power Morphicon Prom. But listen, they wanted us to rant. They wanted us to talk. They wanted us to dive in on it. I know Jezzer's putting up Kelly's picture right now. He's last but not least, we should say.
Last but definitely never least.
Personally, in a lot of ways, I feel like this is the true leader of the team. Would be our Pink Ranger, Kelly, if she ever pops up in this guy's thing. What happens to the little buttons there?
Well, I can't add that many assets on. There's no.
He can't do it. He can't do it. Oh, there he is. There's Kelly.
With the wings too, I love it.
In a lot of ways,
It
I
matches
think.
her hair too.
Yeah, right.
Is that
man.
is that why she got chosen?
That's why she's.
I mean, like I said before, the Rangers that start off as Rangers, all 13 that you saw, those will not be the 13 that end as Rangers.
Yes.
And we're also not saying we were not going to add. We could possibly be adding more Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
So, just get ready for it. This is what we want to do with Power Rangers. The title we already know what the title is. I know I'm not allowed to say it, but
Nope.
It doesn't have the word star and it doesn't have the word force in it. So thank me later. We do want to talk about Jezzer. I have a question for you.
Okay.
I want to open this up a little bit.
Okay.
How long have you been in the Power Ranger community? And when I mean in the community, I'm talking the cosplay community. And just the fandom in general.
2014.
And what is your opinion on it?
Going into it, my first Power Morphicon was 2014, and my first initial reaction was, yeah, they're pretty open, they're really accepting, and then as I dove into it, they're pretty mature people, you know, especially the cosplayers, and just I feel like they don't have a grasp on reality. I was part of a few Facebook pages where they bought stuff like Facebook Rangers and that other one, traders, buyers, and sellers.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
some very unrealistic people in there. What happens is they use these websites to buy and trade and sell their toys. So they'd have these toys. They'd open them up, and then they'd sell them, and then charge you like store price for it. It's like, what time out? I can go to the store and buy it way cheaper than you selling it more, and you're adding on shipping on it. And then so I'd on these pages I'd post the actual link to the actual website for like Toys R Us or whatever. Oh, just get it here, it's free shipping. And then they would be so pissed, like, why are you trying to ruin my sales? Like, because you're trying to rip off people, man.
By the way, I'm going to stop you for a second. Larry says, I wouldn't mind doing a little voiceover. Funny enough, Larry, there is a character created for you. Ooh. So you will get that chance at Morphicon to come in and read those lines so we could put that in the story. But some of you hardcore fans out there that watch our show and you know what we're about, Larry, you're the first one that comes to mind. There is a character that I've created for you. But let me tell you about the creative team behind this. It's me, Jezzer, Josh, JD, Corey Gibson, who's not here right now. Who else is Daniel Nagami, who is also not here right now. Anybody else? You've dabbled a little. You know, you don't really contribute to the storyline. But everybody else, I mean, we dove deep into what we want to do. So we do got characters coming. And guess what? I will say this. All the seasons, my whole goal is to adapt a Power Ranger universe that you guys can actually care about, and you guys are going to watch every single week, and that's my goal. I'm not going to shortchange you guys. I want us to be fans and love what fans create. At the end of the day, what this is all about is creating. If it wasn't for you guys, Hashtag Show wouldn't be here, and this is a creation for you guys. So it's really us to pay homage to you guys and to give back to the community. I know you were just talking. I had to cut you off for a second, but I know you were talking about other things that happen in this community that are kind of shitty.
Wait, so essentially, they would open the toy, you know, et cetera,
Display it or
display
do
it or whatever,
yeah.
and then
They'd try to sell it
for
price.
market price,
Yeah.
and on top of that, they make you pay the shipping
And then,
and just put it in the box. So then, why are people buying it from them when they,
Because
like you said, they can just
they don't want to. You good? Yeah.
So-
they don't want to put in the work and looking for it. I guess I don't know.
But so are they selling hard to find? Like, are they selling chase kind of like toys? or what?
Sometimes they are, but sometimes it's just a matter of you waiting for the website to restock.
replenish, and
Yeah.
then after that, you'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm sure. I mean, market value. That's the thing.
Oh, I think I
keep
misspoke,
opening.
Blackwing. Sorry, I said every week. Now you're talking, Joe. We're planning it to be every week, but the way that we're doing it might take a little bit longer. I will say this. I promise you our first season will be minimum of 20 episodes. 'Cause that's what we planned, right? 22? No, I think we planned 22.
For
the first season?
He's got the eyebrows up, like.
Well, I mean, we have enough plotted out for 22, but I know that the way we see at least this team going and the change that it makes, at the very least 3 seasons, but we already are planning spin-offs and everything else, which you know about and everybody else has known about for a while now. Sorry, well, I didn't mean to cut you off again.
Oh, stop doing that. So yeah.
So market value.
Yeah. And then
Even after it's been open.
And then I would be the person that kind of like. I keep posting those links like, hey, don't let this dude rip you off. Like, I'd just like, hey, you're ripping
Right.
them off, and then they get pissed off, and I'd get blocked and kicked out of some of these groups. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like so. Essentially, these people are opening up groups, creating the groups, and
No, it's not
moderating the groups.
Don't get me, it's not the group. It's
No. But what I'm saying, they're opening up a group, moderating a group where they're like, "Hey, this is a good thing. Let's make a community, sell these things." And then here go these essentially vultures just showing up on these groups and then taking advantage of so many people.
Yep.
Where is the moderator to fix? Or where?
Some of the moderators are pretty lazy. You know?
So have you literally gone to them and been like, "Hey, do you see this
Yeah,
transaction?"
some of these
or
moderators
something?
would come to me and they'll be like, "Hey, you need to chill out and relax." Like, well, you need to moderate your page and get all this fixed.
Yeah, what's your responsibility?
Yeah, I mean that's why I don't want to buy buy stuff off Facebook pages. It's kind of.
I bought a TV off of a Facebook page.
You did? Off of that marketplace?
And yeah, where it's like somebody else is selling something, blah blah.
Yeah.
This girl pretty much wanted to just give it away because she just upgraded on like Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it
we
was
will,
like,
Lucius.
I
we
only
will
gave
be
her 25
posting
to be
it
nice.
on. We will be posting it
care.
on YouTube. It will be here, live. It won't. It'll
First-
be airing
Airing
live to
live.
tape, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna. We're not gonna be doing the voices live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be pre-produced. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be well done. I
But
hope it's
look
gonna be
forward to that panel. I think that panel is going to be great.
The
Having,
panel
like,
is
It's not a
Yeah.
panel. It's I'm trying to
viewing-
push it as a
viewing party?
film festival.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's
The
gonna,
Golden
is it going to
Billy.
be in a movie theater?
The Golden Billy
The Golden Billy is what we're looking
is
for.
what I'm doing. Listen, here's another thing too. I find it kind of weird that, and I respect everything you had just said, and I know there's people in this chat right now that put hope into false prophets. And what I mean by that is that I think that a lot of you guys follow people very blindly. And I'm even going to tell you this right now. Don't follow me blindly. If you're going to, don't follow me at all. Matter of
I
fact,
don't follow.
you follow me, but you stand behind me. But don't follow me at all. Create your own path. I think there are certain people in this community, and I'm not going to call out names unless it's appropriate to do it. I'm not going to do it yet, but
Not yet.
I'll tell you what, man.
Yes,
There's a
well,
lot of
I heard.
people in this community. I don't even know if we finished all this.
No, we didn't.
No,
we were
we
on
had
Black
2 more.
Whatever. I would say this: follow you, do you? Because there's a lot of people in this community that when you meet them,
They're not gonna be-
they're gonna show you what you want to see, but they are not that person. At the very end of the day, what I am saying and who I am is who I am, and this is who he is. This is who he is. When you meet us, like I said, in this community, we might not be the best 3 liked. You probably were more liked than the 2 of us.
Yeah.
But maybe because you're so new to the community.
Yeah.
But I think with the 2 of us, at least, it's kind of like we're definitely like the dudes that
You've been
like,
jaded.
When we show up and walk in a room, it's kind of like, all right, we got to stop talking shit because those guys walked in. You know what I mean?
But they know that I'm talking. They know I'm talking shit because it's just.
Well, yeah, they know you're talking
Yeah,
shit.
I'm always talking shit.
Well, see,
I think it's a little bit more surprising now that I become so vocal about the way that I feel about
yeah,
things.
but that's not. It's not like you haven't had these thoughts too. But you just. I don't know.
Try to
What
be
do you mean by
polite
that?
and not
Like,
say anything.
For example,
were
like,
I'm not gonna put him on the spot.
if I go to a con, and I did this last Power Morph Con, and I'll see these Power Rangers with wearing their spandex, but they don't have. There's a special like
Dancer belt.
Yeah, dancer belt, and they're not wearing it. I straight up went up to them and I was like, hey, you know there are kids around. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man?
Put that away, man.
Put that
I
shit
don't need
away.
that. I don't need
Maybe
that.
he's trying to get laid, bro.
Yeah, well, that's not helping
That's
for
not. Yeah, that wasn't gonna help him.
Nope.
Nope.
It's actually gonna make it run away from him instead of.
Nah,
yeah.
man, I just feel that like there's so many people out there that in this community that want the likes or want the attention or whatever it may be.
And that kind of
Exactly.
goes into where I was feeling that whole thing of it goes beyond elitist, where it's like these people you're completely fake just for the sake of likes. You're completely fake for the sake of like fame. Truth of the matter is, I'm gonna say it. You're not a ranger. You're not gonna be that famous. You're not. And the thing is, it gets on my nerves how you are literally defrauding fans with the way that you're doing things. That, from right there, what you said originally, that already pissed me off. And it's like, it gets worse when I see you at a con, when I see you just hanging out at like events and things of that nature, and you are literally using people's, names, people's memories, anything like that, to go ahead and get a look, where a feel, where people are like, oh, hey, I really like you. But the thing is, they don't know you. They don't know the real you, and you choose not to show the real you. And it gets upsetting at that moment. What I do like is when people actually take the time to, hey, help the community. Help the fandom. Like, if you start off helping the fandom, please continue helping the fandom, because that's what the fandom needs. It doesn't need someone that's kind of siphoning off of the fandom, because you're not really building it. What I understand the Power Ranger community and fandom to be is a group of people that are positive, a group of people that actually want to help each other in so many ways. And when there are vultures in that community that aren't genuinely there to help, genuinely there to build, but yet just evolve themselves and not really think about anyone else, you're doing a disservice to that community. And that's something that needs to change.
And former cast members here have been should be on that list, because there's one I can think of right now that was on a Retro Ranger wrap-up that straight up said they weren't a Power Ranger fan and never really were a Power Ranger fan, and they're now questioning whether or not they want to go to Morphicon. So I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I'm sure you can figure that out on your own. However, it's one of those things where they're not, realistically, guys, some of these people aren't here for you.
Yeah, they're here for your views.
They're here for your views. They're here for your likes. They're not here because they actually care about you. I will say this, speaking from the heart, I care about you guys. And like, listen, I know Jalen, we give him shit, but realistically, and like I said before, the whole autism thing, that's what I said about it is exactly what I mean. Don't look at that as a handicap. Look at that as a positive thing. Be you. Every single one of you guys, be you. There's so many people in this community that are chasing fans that they don't deserve your likes. And if you don't agree with me, if honestly, and this is probably bad for business, if you don't agree with me, hit unsubscribe, because I don't give a shit at this point. Because truth is, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. It's that simple, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. When it comes to Power Rangers, when it comes to certain people in this community, they're fake. I mean, I shouldn't say when it comes to Power Rangers, they're fake. When it comes to Saban, they just want your money. That's the end of the business. That's what they want.
Ultimately.
When it comes to some of the people that are here, fucking dude, they're not here for you. They're here for your likes. They're here because they want to seem like they're famous.
Look past the fake persona that they give to you. Oh, thanks for the love. Thanks for all this. Like, no, it's fake. It's all fake.
Well, it's more of a pay attention to people's actions more than what you're paying attention to their words. What are they doing to actually help build and grow the community? Are they really taking their time to help contribute to the community? Because that's what, from what I understood, and when I first went to, I'm new to the community, and I'm new as far as the last Morphicon. That's why I really was like, and Joe will tell you, I was in awe of how, like, I was like, oh my god, how accepting the Ranger community is. I didn't really get it. I didn't get it. At first, I was like, Power Rangers? I'm a grown man, and, like, Power Rangers, this stuff is stupid. I don't get it. That's literally how I was. The community literally changed me and made me like, okay, I get this. I see why people still love this, because it was just like everyone was so welcoming. Hey, come on in, you know, and what do you like? Which Ranger do you like? Why do you like him? Oh, that's interesting. It wasn't, all right, I'm going to shit on you because you don't like what I like. Yeah. It was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Why? Like, they wanted to have a conversation, open dialogue. And it was just like, man, this is possibly the dopest fandom ever, because they're not here to poop on you because you don't like what they like. They were here to really talk to you about it and understanding why you like something.
I just want to say that there's going to be people, Power Ranger, other Power Ranger outlets, other Power Ranger, whatever it may be, that are going to be watching this or hear it from you guys, you know, regardless, because that's the way this shit works. I'm okay with that. But I will promise you this. If any one of those people watch this or hear this and say, were they talking about me? Fucking probably.
Not even probably. I mean, you know who you are when I say what I say.
Every person probably knows who they are. And I'm not going to call you out by name, but they know. And you can say whatever you want about me, but at the end of the day, you can't say I was lying.
Yeah.
Like, nobody, no matter what, nobody can say I was dishonest about anything.
No.
I've been pretty upfront about every single thing along the way. Moving on to, do you have any grievances you want to air about that real quick, or should I move on?
There is a few. So I had, it wasn't Power Morphicon, but it was Power Morphicon. Sister Con, it was Pasadena Comic Con a few years ago. There are these two people, I still see them in the community. I still see them around. One of my friends, who is this girl I was talking to at the time, she came to the con and she made a costume. It was a pretty cool costume. She handmade everything. And she went into the con and she went up against a lot of good cosplayers, and there were these two Power Ranger cosplayers that went in. And
Scotch me.
Scotch you? Alright. These two Power Ranger costumes that went in. And I mean, most Power Ranger cosplayers don't really make their costumes. I mean, they get it from Anarchy and all that.
I mean,
they make adjustments and all that. So she performed, and they went to the results, and she won. She got first place. She got 2 free tickets to. No, she got 4. She got 4 free tickets to Power Morphicon for 2016. And they stormed off. They made a scene, and they're like,
"Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. She's not even a Power Ranger cosplayer." And then they ran out. Like,
what she cosplayed in Power Ranger? Like,
no. It was Pasadena Comic Con. It was.
Okay. And they were just upset because she didn't cosplay.
Because they didn't get considered.
Oh, okay.
It's like the judges were craftsmanship judges, so they were looking.
And that's what you were judging. I'm sorry,
exactly.
And that just happened to be the prize.
Just the fact that some of you cosplayers would straight up disrespect someone like that, who would put months of work into a costume.
You understand exactly
just
what they went
because
through.
you felt your feelings got hurt. That's bullshit. Fuck you, cosplayers. I still see you guys around.
Larry Nubo says, I'm blessed to have gotten to take a picture with Jezzer.
Oh, yeah, I found that. I found a picture.
Oh, yeah, see? Oh, man.
Yeah. I was like, I think this is hilarious. So I sent him a message, like, is this you? He's like, yeah.
That's insane. Where was it?
Oh, so me and my buddy, he had the Megazord costume, and we propped up right at the entrance.
Harley Davidson?
Yeah, Davidson.
Like, where was it? Where, like?
At Power Morphicon.
Oh, okay,
right in front of the building, and we literally can't really go through the con because he had such a big costume. We just stood there, kept taking pictures, and one of the pictures, Larry was in it.
That's crazy, man! Yeah. Oh, wow. Path crossed. So
we're shooting now, guys. Yeah. We're shooting now. So here's the deal. Realistically, what it comes down to is this. And now I'm gonna, before we move on to Saban, I got a lot to say there. There's people in this community that just don't be a fool for it. Like, same thing as I'll tell you guys about Saban is the same thing I'll tell you about people in this community. I don't want to say everybody, because everybody is the wrong term. The majority of this community is super cool, super welcoming, and they make you feel like you're a part of the fandom, and I love that. Yeah. Every single one of you guys in here, I love that. I love the passion you bring to this. When it comes down to wanting your likes or whatever that kind of scenario is, that's where it gets a little tricky for me. I don't care about all that stuff. I don't know. It really bothers me.
My thing is just like the thing that bothers me is the fakeness, which sounds like that's the through line for all of us. It's like when did it become okay for you guys to just almost overrun the community? Like there are things that you guys are doing, and when I say you guys,
know why,
I mean
Daniel?
fakers.
Because out there are Power Ranger elitists, and what that means is there are people that you guys look up to as fans because they do something like we do. We're not. I wouldn't consider us elitists. I would consider us honest. I think that there's certain people out there that, and they know who I'm talking about. I mean, and some of them are over on the East Coast, and this isn't a West Coast East Coast thing.
No.
West Coast,
But
East Coast.
definitely there's certain people out there that think because they did this a long time ago, or they're a part of something called the Power Force, makes you super cool and important. And the fact of the matter is, the Power Force doesn't mean jack shit. And I'll give you a reason why. We just broke a power, and I told you guys last week we were going to do this. We broke a Power Ranger story about Melody Perkins' character.
Yeah.
It went fucking viral. You know why? The Power Force didn't have anything to do with it. It's because the fans had everything to do with it. You guys had everything to do with it. Not what they're feeding you. And certainly there are certain people a part of the Power Force which I think are great for this community. And I want to give a shout out to Eric Berry. And if you don't listen to Ranger Command Power Hour, Eric Berry does a great show that he's honest, but he's about the community. And I applaud Eric, and I really like what he does. But there are certain other people that have Power Ranger elitist cliques, and I'm not going to go into who they are because a lot of the people here, you know who they are.
Yeah.
And I know who they are, and those are the people that annoy me with things, because it's kind of like you try to do this exclusive thing, and then you're going to end up getting called out for it, and then you're going to say, oh, I wonder why are they calling me out? You know why? Because you're a fucking asshole. That's why. And I mean, that's what it is. And this isn't sour grapes. This isn't coming from sour grapes. I could care less if we get invited to any of those things, because at the end of the day, we're throwing Power Morphicon Prom for you guys. We want to do Power Ranger events for you guys. Saban's not even doing that, which turns me into my next gear.
Nope.
Saban isn't doing... They do the Power Force. You know what the Power Force is? It's what we get at Hashtag Show. It's called a press release.
Yes.
And every studio does that. It's not any different than that. They're not giving anybody anything different than that. All it does is it validates elitists to be like, oh, we got information that we're giving to you. Guess what? Who cares? It's stuff that they were going to release anyway.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is, I mean, if you become a blog that has at least, 500 people or more, they'll go ahead and see you, recognize you, and provide you with the same press release. So if you do that, then congratulations, now you're part of it. That's ridiculous. And so these people think, oh, because I happen to have this, now I'm better than everyone else. It's not that you're better. You're supposed to be able to contribute, help, and assist the community. If you're not looking to do that, then you shouldn't be part of the community. That's my opinion.
And speaking, since we're on the topic of Saban, listen, I can't fully discredit you, and I can't discredit you at all. Let me take that back. You gave us something that we're all fans of. You started something, Toy started something. You gave us Power Rangers, and I can never discredit you for that. It's now, since you got our money, it's how you treat us, and I think that's my biggest problem. It's since you have our attention, you feel like you can do whatever you want. Well, and now you can't, because right now in this where we are, the Boom Studio stuff is great. Congratulations, Kyle Higgins. You turned nothing into something.
Yes.
Hyperforce is great. Congratulations, Peter Sodarso, because you took it to the next level.
That's right.
So, and I don't want to put Peter out there like that, but like realistically, I feel like if Saban let the throttle off on Hyperforce, it could be so much better than it already is, and everybody knows that.
Everyone knows that.
If Saban let the throttle off on a lot of the things they do, they could be so much better than they are. But you know what? They're going to be safe. And the reason why they're going to be safe is because nobody's going to stand up and say, hey, we want something better, until now.
Yeah.
And listen, this is somebody coming that's going in as a huge contributor to Power Morphicon that we have a lot planned out that's going to be working with Saban. But you know what? I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to stay silent about things, because they need to change. I talked to Saban, and I talked to people from Saban, I should say, and I think they know things need to change. Guys, don't be force-fed bullshit. Like, well, see, this is just because you eat chicken shit and they expect you to make it taste like chicken salad, it does not.
Right. This is the thing. See, I think Saban is rolling in, I'm sorry to say this, but taking the Disney route. Disney starts to realize that they have a commodity. They're running things. Ultimately, they have a legal monopoly. And so what does Disney do? Immediately, hey, what are the prices at Disneyland for tickets right now?
Crazy. Ridiculous.
The reason they can do this is because they have that monopoly. They know where you're going to get your authentic Disney stuff. Oh, you're only going to get it here at Disneyland. So I'm going to charge you up the yin-yang for you to even get in. So now, what does Saban do? It's always about the cash grab. And it's like, okay, I am down for capitalism, but this is ridiculous.
Hold on, I want to address one of the comments in the chat right now. It's from ZJZ08. He says, I think Jason Bischoff and Marissa Flores are great Saban brands ambassadors. Okay.
Who are they?
Granted, they're Saban brand ambassadors. Now, I would say that they're doing their best to listen to you, but I don't think listening means just tweeting us and then buying our products. What it means is accountability. If they're true Saban ambassadors, then stick behind the brand for the good or the bad. You know what? I have yet to see a tweet from either one of those two or a message from either one of those two saying, hey, we apologize for giving you a dog shit gold Zeo Ranger figure that looks terrible, and we apologize for that, and here's compensation. Or, hey, we apologize for that, and we're going to do better. You know what their comment was? How can we improve? You know how you can improve? Giving us the products that you say that you're going to give us. Giving us products that we want as fans. Don't give us things
they advertise it with better.
Literally, they advertise it to be the best way it looks.
When we went to New York, we saw that Gold Ranger figure, and it was like, oh, this looks great. And then I saw it on toy shelves, and I'm like, wait, are they trolling us?
So they're cheap. Why are they cheaping out when that's illegal, pretty much.
I mean, it's not illegal, but
It's not.
The truth is, if we want to say ambassadors, I mean, yes, they are ambassadors, and they're good ambassadors. You know what they are? They're good company people. If you're going to be an ambassador and call them good ambassadors, listening to the fans, stick behind your successes, but live up to your failures. Also apologize to us and say, hey, we put out a shit product, and now we're going to give you something better, or we're going to give you exactly what you paid for. Listen, I love the Legacy line, but how many times are they going to fuck this line up, man? Like, first of all, it's not giving us enough female figures. Second of all, it's giving those silver belts that everyone's like, what is this? Then they talk about a fucking cash grab. What they did is they put out the original figures without the weapons. Then they put out the metallic figures, which were the same figures, essentially, with a shinier gleam to them, with weapons to make you buy more. That's bullshit. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Literally. That is literally the definition of a cash grab. Okay, we're going to go ahead and release the same exact thing that you already purchased, but we're going to put new paint on it. And also, we'll include the things that we should have included earlier. That's like ridiculous. That's okay. Hey, there's a DLC for a video game. We put it out. This game is great. Okay, now we're going to give you the exact same DLC. We're going to call it the Day 1 package. And then also with that, we're going to include the weapons that were supposed to be included on it for this Final Fantasy game. And also this monster that you were supposed to have originally there.
Do you know why they continue doing this? Because no one says anything. No one... Like,
well, the thing is,
where are these? What's that elitist group? Where are they? How come they're not defending the Power Ranger community?
Because they
you know why? I'll tell you why.
Because
some of those elitist groups are puppets for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be that. And hey, it's the truth. I mean, you want the truth? That's the truth. We're not going to be puppets for anybody. But here's what I'm saying though, is that it really bothers me that a company like this is a billion-dollar company that put out a feature film that was around the world. And they are going to give you this
garbage
this product and try to pass it off as like, oh hey, maybe they won't notice. Hey man, if you shit in my fucking food, I know it's a dog. You know what I mean? I know it's shit. It's ridiculous to me. It is ridiculous to me. Another thing too. Man, you guys, I lost track of what I was going to say next.
It's a blatant cash grab, and that's the thing. And it's like, wow, I can't believe you allow it. But the thing is, you have to realize that it's not only happening here in the U.S. It's happening internationally. So the entire world is saying yes and okay. Why is that the case?
Oh, here's what I did want to say, and I know that. Oh, by the way, I don't know a lot of you at home or wherever you are watching this. I just want to be real with you guys for a second. Jezzer and I, when we came up with the idea to do an After Dark on the Power Ranger stuff, we were specifically, and I don't want to throw JD under the bus. He said it for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
But we were told by producers that like, hey, Like, maybe you shouldn't do this episode because it could hurt things with Saban. It could do this. And then I think we were kind of like, you know what, fuck it. Like, it's more important that we get our message out for the fans, for the fans of Saban, for the fans of Power Rangers, for the fans of us, than it is to live under the thumb of a dictator. Nobody wants to live under a thumb of a dictator because then you get nothing in return. And it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So for me, hey, like I said on Hyperforce, like, I know that it might sound like we're burning bridges here, and we might be, but let the bridges we burn light the way. So this is the whole new attitude of what we're talking about. And thank you guys so much that are on the East Coast for staying up late. I know it's late here on the West Coast as well.
Right.
It's getting late for everybody, but we had to do this episode for you guys mainly because all you guys, I'm sure, feel the same. And I know you hooked up the Skype because you wanted to take live calls. But you know what? I want you guys to call in if you guys are feeling disgruntled, whether it be by this community or by Saban themselves. Because let's be honest, it's never a good sign because Q Ranger was a great season. But it's never a good sign when we're saying, oh, we don't want them to adapt a great season because they're not going to make it good. That's never a good sign. No. That's like saying, hey, like, I'm a fan of Marvel, but I don't want them to do another Avengers movie because it's going to be terrible. Justice League is that, actually. But that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. But if you guys do want to call in, you guys already know it's that hashtag show on Skype. And we're willing to take your live calls right now. What we want to hear is if you agree with this. And yeah, you know what? Don't be afraid to disagree with us. Yeah. Because
that'd be a good...
Because you know what? This is just our opinions. I should have prefaced this. This is not the opinions of that hashtag show. This is opinions of us three. The Illuminati.
Three individuals.
That's right.
Three individuals.
Three individuals
that happen to be able to share what we feel is our opinion.
And we do, and we are trying. Hey, you know what I do want to say is that, oh man, this is actually something I do want to talk to you guys about because this is something else maybe you two don't even know.
We got a call.
Oh, we got a call. God damn it, Lucius! If you ask me about what's adapted next, I'm gonna slap you right in the mouth. Lucius, what's going on?
Hello. How's it going on, guys?
Good. Don't tell me you're not calling to ask me about what the next season is.
No.
Okay.
No,
good. Not. So what's going on, buddy?
I actually got my new Ninja Com last year, and I brought it to the Comic-Con.
Okay.
And it actually almost sounds like Preston or someone else.
Oh, really?
Right on.
Is it okay if I play the sounds?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, man.
Rangers, use your stealth techniques.
Very good.
No monsters being identified. Galvanax won't stop until he has your ninja power stars. Ninja Steel is unbeatable. Be careful, Rangers. I've detected bus cams in the area.
All right. That's very cool, man.
He's right, though. Who does that sound like to you?
I don't know. But that's very cool, Lucius. Is there anything that you wanted to say specifically, or do you just want to play those noises? Because those are pretty cool.
No, but for the Power Rangers community, they are nice. Because...
I said for the most part. For the most part, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I went to my first ever Comic-Con last year in November, and I met some of the Power Rangers fans when I was going to meet Jason David Frank. And I told them what was going on with Power Rangers. And I wanted the show to be better. I almost left the show because of Super Mega Force. But Dino Charge brought me back to Power Rangers, and they did good episodes.
Well,
and I thought that Saban improved, but what we're getting with Ninja Steel, I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in and airing your grievance. We appreciate the call, Lucius.
It's good to know that other people actually do feel the same way. You know, he sees the same thing that we're seeing, and that means if that's happening, there has to be so many more. You know, we're not just the micro. We are definitely the macro.
I mean, we're also talking about one sect of what Power Rangers is.
Well, true, but it is the current sect. And the thing is,
it's not even what I was talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about as far as Ninja Steel.
No, I'm talking about the sect of. We're talking about the sect of community that are succubi.
Oh,
Jester knows all about succubi.
Succubi.
What's up, Kat? You have something important to say, I'm assuming, because you're calling my show.
Kat, can you hear us?
She cannot.
You cannot.
Nice.
Kat.
All right, we got to move on to the next call. Kat, try back once you get Skype up and working. Hit us up, that hashtag show.
What you were saying, so that we're speaking more specifically on one sect, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about the general fans, because the general fans are great.
Yeah.
Everybody that's welcoming in the community is great. It's the certain people
that are not.
And some of you guys follow these guys like they're fucking
Blackwing.
How's it going, bros?
What up, man?
What's up, man?
I'm doing good. Of course, still up with you guys, but I'm staying strong.
Hey, thank you. We appreciate it, man. I know it's really, really late.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much I got church in the morning. But
Nice.
Church.
Quick side
Yeah,
note,
Sunday.
Blackwing. I know you're a big fan of Jon Stewart, aren't you?
I am.
Oh yeah, Jon Stewart. I mean, who's on late night now? Who's on that show now? The Daily Show now. Who's the next guy?
We actually got to talk to the voice of Jon Stewart.
No,
today.
Jon Stewart's.
Oh,
the voice of
did you?
Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
You did today
Phil
for
Lamar,
the.
yeah.
Oh no way!
He's
You
pretty
should have
good.
got him to say what's up to him.
I met Phil Lamar back in 2015 when the entire voice cast of Justice League came to New York Comic Con. He's a really great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Nice guy.
He's an awesome dude. He's actually one of my voice acting idols, and I was happy. I was so glad I got to meet him in person.
Nice.
So Blackwing, lay it on us. What do you got?
What do you got from the community?
All right, I'm gonna try to be blunt and maybe I try.
Nah,
to
hey,
more.
that's your first problem. Don't try to be blunt.
Be
Just
blunt.
be blunt.
All right, so I'm just gonna throw it all out. I don't always, show my fandoms to people about Power Rangers. Like I haven't been a Power. I'm not like like you said, Joe, like the elitist who's been fans since day one. I was born in '98, which was the time In Space came out. Also, happy 20th anniversary to Power Rangers in Space. I started with like at the end of Time Force going into Wild Force. That's how I started. And yes, I watched all the past seasons. I saw what happened, and I was hooked on the Power Rangers. I loved it. I stuck with the franchise from through the thick and thin. And I know you guys know this because you saw the video rant that rant that I made. And yeah, pretty much that's how I feel. But when the Neil Saban era came around, I was so happy to see Power Rangers back and everything. And when Samurai was airing, and no offense to Kat, because I know Kat loves Samurai and Super Samurai, but when I was watching Samurai, it did not feel like a legit strong season. Like in my mind, I'm like, this is awesome that we got Power Rangers back. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, wait, this doesn't feel right. And then going into Megaforce, I also felt cheated because I'm like, this is not like an anniversary season. This is like a ripoff of what we're not getting. And then I don't need to go into detail with Super Megaforce. I could yell to the rooftops of my house and say I hate Super Megaforce to the holy heavens. But anyway, kind of like what Lucia says, Dino Charge is the one thing that brought me back, because literally after Super Megaforce, I was literally about to say I'm done with Power Rangers until Dino Charge brought me back. But I feel like the fans are not getting what they want or getting their voices heard. And I love what Power Morphicon is, and like what you guys said about Scott Zillner. Like no other fandom, or better yet, a person does this kind of thing for other fandoms. Scott is like a person who has a day-to-day job, is a big fan just like us, and is able to create conventions for fans by fans. That's pretty much what Scott is. Well, you have these other conventions that they do conventions, but they only just throw in the median of fandom. But you barely see any Power Rangers representation there, especially New York Comic Con. Like I was shocked and surprised yet happy to see that the Ninja Steel cast came to New York Comic Con, and that was probably like the highlight of my con experience, because I met a full cast.
You know what? That was probably the highlight of their con experience, because Saban didn't want to promote them.
Yep.
And they weren't at San Diego, which was the biggest geek convention there is. I mean, they had to fight just to get to New York. You kidding me? This is going to be your 24th and 25th season of Power Rangers, and you barely wanted the guy on those guys on the bill?
Doesn't make any
ridiculous
sense
to me. And I agree with you. I think that it's so sad the way that some of these actors get treated sometimes, because they sign these long-term contracts, and that when they're in demand, they're not allowed to do anything. It's when the next season's coming in, they're like, oh, all right, cool, your contract's up. Have like good job at fending for yourself. I don't like it. I think some of these guys need to be taken care of, man.
They're not
exactly. I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like, it bugs me that, you know, you have someone like Saban who has a brand, but he's not doing anything with it. Well, while you have fans who do, dare I say it, fans who could do a way better job than he is. And like, I could watch fan-made videos of the Legendary War over and over until the cows come home. And let's be honest, the Legendary War was not a masterpiece. And oh my gosh, I can go on and on, but pretty much, I love this Power Rangers communities for what it is, and plus, I appreciate and love everything that you did, Joe, for creating that hashtag show, and the other people, you know, who stood by your side to create this platform. That's also a pinnacle. I'm
going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. I didn't create this. We created this. All of us. Realistically, it's a shared thing. I mean, let's be real. If it wasn't for anybody, I'd be talking to nobody. So, I mean, at the very end of the day, I want you guys to feel safe that, you know, everybody's going to get heard. You know, obviously you have your own opinions, and I love that. I love everybody being who they are and feeling free to be that. I don't want to hold anybody down. And you know what was important to me is that I remember back in the day before we even started Power Rangers on Hashtag Show, me and JD literally used to just go to Pasadena Comic-Con and walk around in the middle of the night just talking about what we would do with the franchise, where we wanted to see things go. But now there's a whole community that's out there like you and like everybody else in this chat that we can embellish that. And that's not just a me thing, that's an us thing.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you with that, man. And pretty much all I can say is, you know, keep up the great work with what you guys are doing, because let's face it, no other channel that I know does this kind of things that you guys do. And that's saying something, because like I did say in my comment last week, it takes a child to raise a village, and then you really raised the village. Well, I can say we raised the village, because we're helping getting our voice heard. We're doing things that we want to see in the franchise. And to be honest, I'm actually interested in, like, you know, writing my own version of Super Mega Force.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see is you guys creating like that. Because you know what? I'm pretty sure that I know you've read enough comics to know what a good story is, and I'm pretty sure you could do probably a better job than they could.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
So, man, get on that story, man. We want to read it. But thank you so much for calling in, man.
Of course, bro.
We'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you. Bring them. Keep them coming. Feed us.
Post it on THS hashtaggers. We'll read it.
Feed us your next calls. We want to talk about this stuff because we don't want you guys to be neglected. And I feel that, you know, it just sucks so much that we get certain things. It's like, oh man, I was going to use a sexual reference, and I'm not going to do that.
Nope.
It's like you I'm going to change this now.
You are not the Flash. We are the Flash.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, no, I mean, I was going to say it's, and if you guys want to vent, this is the time to do it. And this isn't going to be the first nor last. Craig Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, how are you, sir?
Great. What's up, HWO?
Thank you.
What's going on, buddy? Talk to us. What do you got on your mind? I feel like you have a lot of things you want to say in that voice of yours.
Yes. Okay. Well, at the end of Dino Supercharged, when they started promoting Ninja Steel, and they gave out the premise, so Brody, he's been in space for a while, and his father's missing. I was thinking, oh boy, not Dino Charge again. But when Joe and you it was just you and DJ doing the after shows. And he said, give it a chance because it feels like Dino Charge, but it doesn't. But within a few episodes, I just couldn't get into it because Brody is a really boring Red Ranger. Nothing against the actor.
Okay.
He's
written boring.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, Craig, and I'll tell you why. I feel sometimes bad for some of these actors that do these shows because I'll give you an example. A good friend of mine, Andrew Gray.
Yep.
I feel bad for that guy. You know why? It's because that dude is he's actually a talented actor. And if you ever talk to him, get a chance to meet him in real life.
Real cool guy.
He's a super cool guy, and he's not Troy. And Troy is written so stiff.
Yeah.
And I felt like he didn't even have a chance to act. It was kind of like you can't act if you're going to be writing for a stiff board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that, man, because that actually harkens on to a lot of the things that we're talking about here.
Right.
What else? What else is on your chest, my friend?
Well, the theme song needs to go. I think they need to bring back. I've been saying this for months.
Yeah.
Bring back Ron Wasserman.
To actually
Still
compose, to actually compose something that is good and different and unique, instead of us getting a rehash of what we've already heard.
Well, I mean, that costs money, right? If they try to bring them back.
Okay, yes, it costs money, but the thing
they're
is,
making money,
this
right?
is the thing. Saban is making so much, and they are making sure not to spend as much. I get that's how you stay rich. You make sure that you collect more than you spend. But I'm thinking you're really safe as far as what you're choosing to spend. You're choosing not to spend to promote the Rangers while they are current Rangers on their off season because you're not paying for them to fly anywhere.
I'm gonna
You're
prove
not
a
paying
point to you
pick them
guys
up.
right now of how we're different than Saban. And I know this is a small scale, and I know we're not. In terms of Saban, we're not a $1 billion company by far. But I will tell you where your super chat's going. Your super chat is going to Power Morphicon Prom. Your super chat is going right back into you guys, giving you guys prizes, whatever it may be. Your super chat's going right back into this show. Why can't Saban just do the same thing? I mean, I understand they need to make a bottom line. I understand they need to make a profit.
Dude, they
but
are
how
in
much
the
do you
black
need?
by so
How much do you need? I mean, give back to the people that put you there. So, Craig, thank you so much for calling in and grieving your opinions with us. We appreciate the phone call, my man.
No problem, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, man.
Bring it. We're taking your phone calls. Bring them on. Anything else you got to say, buddy?
About the community, stop doing that.
He's like, I can't take it.
Can't take it. I mean, the community just needs to be more realistic sometimes. Sometimes they have this fake grasp on reality. That's the only thing I have to say. I mean, I don't know. I try to talk to them, tell them how things are, and they just think that I'm trying to be an asshole about it. I'm not. I'm just.
But you know what? Overall, though, there are some great people in this community that you're gonna meet, and they're like, yeah, you know what? Those dudes are super cool. Like I mentioned, Eric Berry is one of the guys that immediately jumps to my mind. When I met that dude, I think we exchanged a few tweets. I met him in person. It's like, yeah, this dude is exactly who I thought he is. He doesn't try to be anything else. And certain people out there, if Power Rangers is inspiring you, then that's great. But if you feel like they're just taking your money, not so much. But give us your calls, man. Or ladies out there. Anna, I know Anna was trying to call. She's having technical difficulties, she said.
I know it's getting a little late for her over there.
Larry says, I'm afraid how much I super chatted in 2017, LO, but it sure hasn't so much upgrades on here in early 2018. That's right.
It's very true, actually. Yeah, you are seeing the changes.
I'll be honest with you, as Power Morphicon Prom is probably, or Angel Go Prom is probably paid for by Larry. I'm just kidding. No, but realistically, Larry, I can't. This is why, though. I mean, forget about the super chats, but Larry's just. He's one of those dudes, like I'll message Larry, like we'll message each other back time to time.
Yeah.
And he's one of those dudes that is just kind of like, you know what? I can't wait to meet that guy to grab a beer with him.
Really?
You know what I mean?
There are moments where Larry will hit me up on Instagram.
He'll send me some funny shit.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, oh my God, it's hilarious. And it's just like, it's great. That level of interaction is great.
Anna Miles, thank you for joining the Illuminati. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you want to see more of the three of us on After Dark or more of my other castmates?
I think you guys are fine.
Fine.
Woo!
Fine. Hold on.
Anna, so
fine,
I'm sure that you have a lot to say. I'm sure that you have a lot that you want to get off your chest. And if not, I like hearing you talk. So, what's up?
Thanks, Joe. I would say with Power Rangers, I got into Power Rangers because, you know, it was something that I imitated and I loved.
Mm-hmm.
Relatives just bought stuff, Power Rangers everywhere, Power Rangers stickers, Power Rangers coloring books. and I just loved everything about it. Part of it fell out. I sort of blacked out around maybe Time Force and everything, but I got back on the bandwagon around Ninja Storm, and I sort of continued into the Neo Saban era, which I loved. Dino Charge. I really loved Dino Charge. Not sure about Mega Force because I didn't watch any of it. But
did you like both seasons of Dino Charge or just the first one?
I like both seasons.
Okay.
I think that gave me a little bit more energy and love again for Power Rangers.
Ooh.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Have you come across any like bad things in the community?
No, maybe I'm just the only one because I've had friends who, well, in Jamaica is not really as popular.
Right.
There are just some other things that people like, but there's just smaller communities that like to do cosplay.
Yeah.
It's not popular. Well, some persons like to do animation, and that's starting to grow. The creative community is growing. And Power Rangers, to me, I see there's a possibility to where it can go, utilize all the material that it has, and make it awesome.
I agree with you. And is your biggest grievance against Josh for not responding to your emails about joining up with us? Because I've been waiting for you to start contributing.
I sent in a draft, and I'm not sure if the readers would take onto it very well, but it's all about the geeks.
Josh, did you get that?
Yeah. I'm drafting a response.
He's drafting a response, he said. I don't know if you heard him. He's drafting a response, so that's a good sign, right? He said that's a great sign.
Also, are you excited about Power Morphicon? I heard you started a new relationship.
Hey, are you dating Thomas Franco? Is this a fact? I read that.
Well, here's the truth.
Hold on, let me just read this quote real quick. This is actually the last comment I read. We need at least an evil villain Power Ranger that has happened in a long ass time. Can't wait for Power Morphicon. BTW, y'all. Anna Miles and I are dating. LOL. Thumbs up. The fist thingy, peace, and the middle finger.
What?
That's what he put. That's what he put there.
All right, I think that's putting a little bit harshly with the middle finger. A little too much.
So maybe just the thumbs up, the fist, and the peace sign?
Yeah.
So that's a confirmation? It's weird being on the spot when we're talking about relationships, I know.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, you're in the hot seat.
Boo, boo, boo.
And I know Black Wing can I think a chat ago, a Black After Dark ago, you may know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think Thomas and I are developing our relationship, a friendship.
Right, relationship or friendship?
She said friendship.
I am getting to know him more.
Okay.
So it could be something more possibly.
Well, let the friendship.
Hey, let
build
her
first.
answer her own questions. So it could be something more possibly.
Something more positive.
Okay.
Positive, not possibly, positive.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. I like what we do here, bringing the community together.
Well, we had one time MJ Spud and
then MJ Spud, man. I don't know what happened with Shadowbird. Wait, anybody want to tell me what happened with MJ Spud and Shadowbird?
I don't know.
Good job. Good on you, Anna. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Morphicon Prawn because Thomas Franco said he's paying for everything he said. Right?
Is that
he did.
Is that happening?
He said
everything.
Everything.
That is awesome.
Yeah, man.
He said he got it.
That is awesome.
He did say he got it. So I don't know.
I want to hear from him next. If he's still in the chat, give us a call. Anna, is there anything else?
No, I love you guys.
We love you too, Anna.
Doing.
I know. Listen, you might be one of the only 5 people because everybody else hates us at this point. You have no idea right now in the Power Ranger community, at least in Southern California. It's crazy. I mean, I know that we still have the Morphicon Prom thing, which is great, and we still have the support of the Rangers. But it's the actual community that's kind of like listen, when we walk into a room, it's the eyes burning through our backs. We feel it. So thank you so much for your support, Anna.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Anybody else? I know somebody else. Was it Layla?
Layla? We could call her.
That was calling?
Yeah. Let's see.
Anybody else that wants to chat with us?
We can call.
Hit us up. We're gonna call some of you guys randomly and see what happens.
Layla, because I've never seen this name in the chat before.
And there, Vi.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm kind of new to your channel, by the way.
Oh, I know. We haven't seen that name.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
How did you find us? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I've always seen you guys in my recommendations because I do watch a lot of Power Ranger videos. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, welcome to the family.
And after seeing the video with Christopher Kane and Lee, I was like, let me subscribe to this channel before I ended up missing out on a lot of stuff.
Oh, good.
Finally.
You know, I'm glad you did. Thank you so much for your subscribe. I will promise you. Is it Layla? Am I talking to Layla?
Yes, you are.
So Layla,
you said it right.
Great. I would promise you, we will bring you the best Power Ranger interviews that you could possibly watch. And I don't mean that as us being arrogant. I realistically mean that because I know that we have a lot lined up with a lot of different cast members. And like what you saw with Christopher Kane and Lee, I'm actually planning on doing that with some other Rangers to do a long form thing like that, to go over their whole Power Ranger career and do stuff like that. So I appreciate your subscribe. We all do. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. And about the whole thing, the crap we get now, I have to say this. I got in the Power Rangers at random, and the #1 season I love is Time Force. And trying to capture that spirit I have for Time Force is like, what the crap? I don't even get close to what we get now.
I agree with you.
Damn, I miss those days.
I know. Right? So wait, Layla, have you seen all the seasons past Time Force?
Well, I started off with Samurai because I was 9 when it aired. I'm 16 now.
Wow.
And from there, with Nickelodeon having showing like a lot of reruns, Nicktoons showing like a lot of reruns.
Yeah.
I ended up watching Time Force, and then from there, I literally watched the entire franchise.
Now, wow, that's crazy.
That's what Joe did.
That's what I did. I did the same thing, kind of. That's crazy. What part of the country are you in? I'm sure you're in the United States, right?
Yeah, I'm in Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Whoa. Damn, what time is it there?
I think they're an hour ahead.
It's almost like 1 in the morning.
Oh, how? Wait, you're 16. How are you staying up with us, kid?
Well, I don't have school.
There you go. There you go.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, it's Sunday. Yeah.
I'm really happy that you found our show, and I'm really happy that you dig Time Force. It's one of the better seasons as well.
This is what I always tell the fans. I like seeing new faces. You know?
I do. I love seeing new faces, man.
So welcome to the family.
Yeah, it's great to see that. Like,
hey, Layla, are you coming out to Morphicon?
Honestly, I can't for 2 things. School, because high school was stressful enough. I need to maintain my grade.
But it's in the summer. It's in the summer. It's in August.
She's got 2 things.
I go back to school in August.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, a lot of people go back. By August 15th or 16th.
Focusing on school is not a bad thing. What's number 2?
and just can't afford it.
You know what? We'll see you at Power Morphicon 2020 because I feel like you'll be 18 then. And, you know,
should I graduate? Oh my God.
Hey, think
that'd be
about
a good
it.
graduation
You know,
present.
think about it like instead of a world tour for your graduation, you're like, I'm just taking a domestic tour, traveling to LA. That's it.
I've never been out of state, so it'd be
that would be good for you. Like you just, hey, you know, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this. You know, take your parents along with you. Like, hey guys, it would be great if we all just travel.
And I want to apologize in advance. Sometimes I don't realize that some of our viewers are so young. I apologize for some of my language sometimes.
Oh man, we were just talking about this. Like, most of our fans are of age.
Yeah. I do apologize. If any of my language or what I say is offensive to you, I don't mean it to be. I'm just very passionate about you guys, the fans, and I'm very passionate about Power Ranger fans in general. So that's
it's okay.
Forewarning.
It's not worse from what I hear around school.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what you will hear in my school.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. I have a daughter who's trust me. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Layla, I want to say welcome to the community, and you're welcome to call anytime and on any of these After Darks.
We usually do it on After Dark.
Yeah, and we also do. We usually do Power Ranger stuff earlier in the day, scheduling though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much, Layla.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one more thing: are you part of the THS Hashtaggers page?
Oh yeah.
I don't really know what that is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the THS Hashtaggers page is a Facebook group we have on Facebook, and it's pretty much exactly what this is. Like your chat room, you can chat with everybody that has the same common likes that you have. So like anything in the fandom, Power Ranger fandom, comic books, DC, Marvel, everything, and you could communicate with these people you're communicating with right now. It seems like all these people in the chat want to get to know you more.
Yeah, look at that. You got Kat, you got Anna, you got Larry and Blackwing. I mean, it seems like you have a whole new plethora of friends, so there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I'm like so shy. Oh my God.
Well, see, and that's not bad because with something like this, where you have people that they like the same thing you like. Mm-hmm. So even though you may be shy, you get to kind of crack out of that shell and speak to them about something that you like. It makes it easier for you. And that's a great thing about it. So you'll be able to have those conversations and you'll become even more social. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's one of my goals for this year. Become more of myself, you know.
That's good. You know, what you want to do is live your best life. And that's the way you can do it. Go ahead and sign up if you have a Facebook. Join that THS Hashtaggers group. Because you'll start talking to the same people in this group and even more. And you'll just start to, evolve. So it's a great thing to do.
Kat says, welcome to the hashtag family, Layla.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of comments in the chat, Layla. So I do recommend that you join up with us. And, I mean, it seems like you're going to have a good time in this community. You're the future. You are the future of which I preach to.
Yeah.
You are exactly the kind of person that I think that deserves Saban to earn your respect and not just be given respect. So thank you so much for calling. We're calling you back. So thank you so much for calling originally, Layla.
I like it.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
I like it. I like seeing new faces.
Dude, I'm saying, that's why I'm like, guys, you need to share videos out. Tell your friends about that hashtag show. Tell them about the shows that you like. Share it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. And if
no,
you have
Lucius,
none
we
of
don't
them,
have a Discord. That's what THS Hashtaggers is for.
Yeah, if you don't have any of those, then just simply, you know what? On the video itself, text it to friends.
Yeah.
Just let people know that it exists because it's just bringing more people in. And that's a great thing to do. Don't hide it.
Yeah,
don't take it and put it in the corner because it's not going to grow.
Another thing, like, we appreciate you sharing it on the THS Hashtaggers page, but those people are probably going to be watching regardless.
They're already watching.
So share the pages, share the streams on other pages that you think that they might enjoy the same content.
Because we don't just want to do this.
We're not looking to do it in the corner. We're not looking to do it in the vacuum.
We want to build a army. We want to build a revolution.
Yeah.
And I think that you guys are great for that. And I think that let's spread our own word. Let's not let's make Saban give us what we want. I don't mean that like
the
saying,
bigger,
like, let's make
the bigger
demands,
and stronger we are, our voice is going to be heard.
Yeah.
And it's going to be taken seriously if we're a larger team. So
The bigger we are, the louder we are.
Yeah.
So let's get loud.
And this is like somebody said earlier, this is the 20th anniversary. By the way, we'll take one last phone call. So if you guys want to call in before I finish what I'm going to say, then you're more than welcome to. But I will say this. This is the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers
in space.
In space. And I am trying to do something very special with that cast that includes you. How fitting it was going to be Larry. That's our last call. Hold on 1 second, but let me finish what I'm going to say.
Hold on, 1 second.
I am going to be.
1 second.
I'm trying my best to do an event for Power Rangers in space. There's only one thing holding that up. And now, granted, Saban, we haven't talked to him officially about this, but if it doesn't happen, you'll know why. But if it does happen, get ready because it's going to be fucking epic. Larry, what's going on, man?
Yo.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Nothing, just chilling, watching y'all.
Smooth he is.
He's tired.
Everything, and happy to see a couple new people in the chat room.
Yeah, I love it. Don't you love it, man?
We getting bigger, man. That we're growing.
We are growing.
Hey, yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Our Ranger community. So, and the plus, I'm drinking the little Love's Child, this sour beer. Sorry.
Larry, let me ask you something. I know for a fact there has to be things really that get you going in this community about your about some of the things that have been not so great. Talk to us. Let me be your therapist.
Therapist? Well, let me see. I think Blackwing all already said most of the things, and so did Kat. Well, the one thing I'd like to change is all the writers from the show.
We should change.
I mean,
just let me write it.
Yeah, you can write it.
I mean, we have lots of fans who could write a lot more better scripts than the actual writers from the show, because I mean, it's not the actors' fault for playing the characters and everything. So maybe we should change it up a little bit. And plus, as the cons. Now that we can tell who's fake or not fake.
You'll figure it out soon enough.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah,
one of them you follow. I'm just kidding. Not kidding, really. But I will say this. Hey, people know. But I will say this, Larry. It is always a pleasure for you calling in and talking. And I mean, you and I, we speak like through messages and stuff, which is great. And I really appreciate, because honestly, Larry, you, Blackwing, Anna, Jalen, a few of you guys are the backbone of our community. You guys are the backbone of what we do. And I think that it's super important for you guys to know that, to also know that if we didn't care, we wouldn't say anything. Nope. I mean, we could easily go throughout every single show without saying a word, and nobody would know any difference. And I think it's super important to know that what you guys put in is what you guys get out. And I think we all don't want you guys to aimlessly kind of be supporting a show that you have. We're not going to take from you. No. We're going to give to you. And I think that that's the main thing. And I know, listen, man, be honest with you. There's a lot of people that can say a lot of what they want about us, negative or positive. But the truth is, we are doing this for the betterment of this fandom, betterment of all fandoms, really. Yes. Because I think that what it comes down to is that at the end of the day, nothing could ever replace my first experience at the very first MorphCon I had, where me and JD walked in, and it was almost kind of like, you never have that experience where you walk into something, you'd be like, sometimes you're ashamed of being so into something. Then you walk into this community, you're like, wait a minute, everybody's just like me? Yeah. And then everybody's so accepting. That's the first time I ever went to MorphCon I experienced that. And I want that experience to live for everybody. I don't want it to be like, oh, well, this is this person, or this is this cosplayer, or this is this person. I want people to kind of come together and be like, you know what? At the end of the day, we're all into this fandom because we all love it. And there's no reason to judge anybody for it. And there's no reason to say anybody's stupid for liking something or not liking something that somebody else doesn't like. I think it's very important for all of us to be individuals. Sorry, I just spit all over your computer. And then I also think...
I know how I like to feel it.
And I also think it's important for all of us to kind of embrace each other's differences. But I also think it's important for us to be not fake. And to put it out on the table and to be like, hey, this is who we are. Because I will tell you right now that I wish that people would weed through a lot of these people, because it would make this community so much better. And it would make everybody's experience with it so much better. That, is that the Smallville thing? It would make the community so much better if certain people were exposed for being the frauds that they are. I mean, that's what I will say.
Hey, Larry, first off, I'd like to say again, I've said this before, I love these shirts, man.
Seriously,
yeah, these are great.
man.
Thank you so much. We wear them with pride.
We do.
Dude.
There was one time I swear there was a time where I thought I lost my shirt. Yeah. And they will tell you, I was frantic for about 2 weeks, freaking out. Because I was like, I really like this shirt, man. And I was like so pissed.
Me and Jesse wore them in New York.
Yeah.
We were like...
I messaged them earlier this week. It's like, hey, Henshin Hangout is going to be the finale. Let's wear those shirts. And
I didn't even see that message. I just knew I had to wear this. I knew I had to wear this. It was in the Slack. I did notice it like on the way. I was like, oh my God. Oh, wow. I was like, but I knew I needed to wear this.
Robin Chan, Larry, I want you to respond to this. Robin Chan says that, Joe, it's about 11 p.m., which it is here as well. And this After Dark is really long. Dude, the comments, please. We already read the comments, Robin.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Get with it, dog. Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been? Robin, we actually read yours.
Yeah,
like,
you're a really long one.
Yeah, you're a really long one, Robin. We read it already. I'm sorry.
I cannot wait to grab a drink with Larry.
Larry?
Grab the bar with Larry.
Grab the bar with Larry. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be so much fun, man. It's going to be so much
Larry,
fun.
trust me. You are going to be treated to so much.
Hold on. What?
Should we all wear our cute Arranger shirts?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
Yes. We're gonna just get
on the first night or the second night, or
I think we should do it. Let's say, what do you want to do? Do you want to do it on? Let's do it.
Saturday is the prom.
So let's do it Friday.
Friday night.
Friday night.
All right, perfect.
The first night.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be busting out my Stinger shirt.
Oh man, yeah, dude, it's gonna be perfect.
Dude, it's gonna be so much fun.
I think y'all are gonna be excited, especially for Joe and Daniel. I think Daniel already knows that, because that's all I have to say. Because next week
is something big. Something big. Something big.
Yeah.
I don't even know exactly, but I know it. We've been talking. I'm hyped. Next week is big. Big.
I mean, all I have to say is y'all will be fully complete. That's all I have to say. Complete.
That's it.
All right.
You'll see.
I do, Larry. So this is one of the first times you're going to be hearing about this, but so I do have a character for our thing for you that we should talk about soon. Whoa. But you probably have no idea. Did you even know that we were doing something Power Range related like that?
Not really.
What do you think about it? What do you think about seeing the little character art and everything? What do you think? You like it?
I don't know how in the hell I guessed y'all's characters with the stars, but I am just that damn good at guessing.
That was actually really weird that you actually did guess that, by the way. Man, it's always great to talk to you. You're a welcomed a guest anytime.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, Larry, for everything.
Yes, definitely the PS5. Gosh, I would love to join you all in another one of the streams.
Yeah.
Especially like the Hangout and the Range Wrap Up, and definitely the After Dark.
So hey, maybe if we do a live stream from Morphicon, we could get you on that show, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm totally down.
Yeah.
Maybe for one of these live streams, we get like 3 of you guys that are coming to Morphicon on those shows, and we're going to take a step back and see how you guys run the show.
Yeah, I would love that. That's what I would love. So maybe, let's make that a thing.
Maybe that would be a thing. And also, Blackwing, don't be misogynist. He said he wanted Anna to be yellow, the Yellow Ranger in their thing. Make her the Red Ranger. This should be female Red Rangers.
Right?
All right, we have a female Red
more
Ranger.
Female Rangers.
Yep.
We need more female Rangers. They need to represent too. Yeah.
Also, by the way that we developed ours is, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but the 6 primary colors that were in Mighty Morphin are all females.
Yeah.
Red, yellow, blue, pink, black, and green. They're all females.
We're more of a hashtag, what about us? That's what we are.
We
hashtag, what about us?
But the way our storyline is pretty sick. I like it a lot, so I'm excited for you to be a part of it. By the way, I want to talk about local artists, and I want to talk about supporting independent stuff. There's a guy here that was called Heroically and Artistically Inspiring Others. It's called Haas Studios. Go check him out. He's at heroicartstudios.com, and follow his Twitter at tweet heroic art at tweet heroic art. It's super cool, and I definitely recommend supporting dudes like this because they're gonna give you what you want, not what people are telling you is cool.
Also, Johnny Parker. That guy's great.
That's not Johnny Parker.
No, I'm saying also Johnny.
And also Johnny Parker. He's amazing. But dude, Larry, thank you so much for calling in. We hope to talk to you soon.
Oh yeah, definitely so.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Get some sleep, bro.
I think that would kind of do it.
Yeah. I hope we lived up to expectation. I know there's a lot more that we want to get off our chest. Mainly, the next one of these is going to be the cosplay community in general.
Ooh,
and that's
stuff there.
There's a lot there. Join us. I don't know when that episode's going to be happening, but hopefully soon.
I don't know if it's next week or the week after.
But if you want to see the 3 of us on After Darks, just request. Hashtag.
Put in the comments. As soon as the stream ends, put in the comments, hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag Illuminati.
After Dark.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. You put that in there, trust me, it's going to help. The producers will see it. They'll be like, hey, look, the fans are asking for you. And we are not going to be the kind of people to hold back from what the fans want.
Yes. Guys, thank you guys so much for joining. I really do hope that you guys got something out of this, and I would really love to hear what your thoughts are. Maybe some of your grievances, maybe some of you didn't get a chance to call in. Write it in the comments below. We'll be sure to read it. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending
in geek pop
culture.